자, 그럼 2월 7일 화요일 모닝 헤드라인스 뉴스캐스터 레이와 함께 시작합니다.
At least 3,500 people have been killed after two powerful earthquakes struck Turkey and Syria within the space of 12 hours on Monday, with the death toll expected to continue rising as many buildings have collapsed and there are thought to be many people trapped in the rubble.
어제 튀르키예와 시리아에서 연쇄 강진이 발생해 최소 3,500명의 사망자가 발생했습니다. 건물들이 대거 붕괴하고 많은 주민들이 매몰되면서 사망자는 더욱 늘어날 것으로 예상됩니다.
Chile has declared a state of catastrophe in several central southern regions as firefighters struggle to contain dozens of raging wildfires which have killed at least 24 people.
칠레 중남부 곳곳에서 대형 산불이 발생해 긴급 재난지역으로 선포됐습니다. 외신은 이번 화재로 최소 24명이 숨졌으며 칠레 당국은 화재 진압에 어려움을 겪고 있다고 보도했습니다.
Peru has expanded and prolonged a state of emergency to deal with a 2-month-old revolt against President Dina Boluarte that has claimed 48 lives in clashes between protesters and security forces.
페루 정부와 2달 넘게 지속된 반정부 시위의 국가 비상사태 효력을 추가로 연장하겠다고 밝혔습니다. 시위대 충돌로 현재까지 48명이 사망한 것으로 집계됐습니다.
An Indian pharmaceutical company has suspended the production of the over-the-counter eye drops Esricare artificial tears that have been linked to reports of permanent vision loss and one death from a bloodstream infection in the U.S.
미국에서 처방전 없이 살 수 있는 에즈리케어 인공눈물을 사용했다 실명되거나 혈류 감염으로 인해 한 명이 숨지는 사례가 보고됨에 따라 인도 제약사는 해당 제품의 생산을 중단했습니다.
Astronomers have discovered 12 previously unknown moons in orbit around the solar system's biggest planet, Jupiter, bringing the known total to 92, leaving Saturn in a close second with 83 confirmed natural satellites.
태양계 행성 중 가장 큰 목성을 도는 위성 12개가 추가로 발견되면서 총 92개가 돼 83개의 위성을 가진 토성을 제치고 목성이 가장 많은 위성을 가진 행성으로 등극했습니다. And those are our headlines today. We'll have a look at those in a short while. Morning Headline Expressions. Let's have a look at our expressions from the headlines today. The first one was within the space of 12 hours.
And you can change that number to anything, right?
Yeah.
So within the space of, it just means in that time period. So you could even say within the space of 3 days, for example. It doesn't necessarily have to even be hours.
Within the space of 3 days would mean something happened within Monday and Wednesday,
Sure,
for example.
exactly. And I'm just randomly picking 3 days, right? And you can change all this, 2 weeks, to whatever it is you want. Within the space of, it just means within that time period.
네, 그러니까 3일 내에 아니면 within the space of a month, 한 달 내에 이런 느낌으로 보시면 되고요. Within the space of 12 hours, 12시간 내에 발생한 2차례의 강진이었죠. These powerful earthquakes happened in Turkey within the space of 12 hours.
Right, and it affected Turkey, Syria, where we're seeing most destruction and deaths, but it was also felt in Israel and Lebanon and Cyprus.
Yes, exactly. 자, 이렇게 첫 번째 expression 봤습니다. The next expression we looked at was also linked to a lot of these stories, but it was catastrophe.
Yeah, right. And the wildfires, that's a catastrophe.
Yeah.
The earthquakes, catastrophe.
Sure.
When something just terrible happens, a disaster.
네, a disaster, 재앙이나 참사 같은 것들을 a catastrophe라고 얘기할 수 있습니다. Do you use this expression in everyday conversation?
Yeah, sure you could. And you might, something's not that big of a deal, but you might say, oh, it was a catastrophe.
So you're being a bit dramatic.
Yeah, you might be a little bit dramatic.
진짜 큰일 났다라는 걸 좀 오버해서 말하고 싶으면 it's a catastrophe 이렇게 말할 수도 있어요. 그래서 원어민들이 가끔은 그냥 일상생활 속에서 이 단어를 쓰기도 합니다. 그럴 땐 과장하는 거긴 하지만 the next expression to look at is to expand and to prolong.
They're different, two different expressions here. So you expand something, you increase it.
Yeah.
It gets bigger.
Expand is to make it bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they think about a balloon. If you have a balloon and you blow into it, it will expand.
That's right. 풍선 이렇게 후 불면은 커지죠. 그래서 a balloon will expand.
And to prolong something is just to make it last longer.
And you can see the word long in
exactly. There. That's your clue right there. And it was usually some type of policy. Perhaps this policy. In this case, it was the state of emergency. And then that gives the police more power, gives the government more power. Sure. They've decided to extend that. Prolong it so they can do it for a longer period of time.
네, 비상사태를 연장하기로 했어요. 그래서 they've decided to prolong the state of emergency 그리고 확대하기로 했습니다. And expand the state of emergency. The next expression was over the counter.
As you mentioned earlier, Nick, the short form is OTC. So when we're talking about medications, it means you don't require a prescription from a doctor. You can just walk in there and buy it.
Prescription이 처방전인데요. OTC does not require a prescription. So, cough syrups, like you said.
Creams, ointments, things of that nature.
Things,
exactly.
And eye drops normally you can get quite easily, but in this case, and I put the name in there specifically for anyone who has family or friends in America, this one has been recalled, but it's stay away from it.
Well, it's just been recalled, so it's you could have it in your cabinet, right? So I thought that's why you put it in there, just in case.
Exactly. They say it hasn't been exported to Korea,
okay,
so
good.
it doesn't... It's not here, but it's, in America.
We have listeners from other countries as well, too,
sure,
right? So who knows where else. There's probably countries we don't maybe even know about where it's gone to.
그렇습니다. Over the counter는 처방전 없이 살 수 있는 약을 말하고 있는 거고요. 그 다음에 previously unknown.
Previous means in the past. So previously, they didn't know about it. And sometimes if you watch TV shows, and it's a series, at the beginning of the show, you'll hear previously on Hell's Kitchen, and then they'll give a little review.
지난 시간. 그러면서 드라마 지난 시간에 이러이러한 일이 있었다라고 말하기도 하잖아요. 그래서 previously라는 게 지난번에, 이전에는 이런 의미가 있을 수 있고 TV show 같은 경우에는 지난 편이 이랬다라는 의미가 됩니다.
Listen to it tonight. I'm sure a lot of people watch some of these famous TV shows. Listen to the review part and you'll hear them say it.
Previously. 자, 그래서 previously unknown이라고 하면은요, 이전에는 알려지지 않았다라는 의미가 되겠습니다. 자, 이렇게 해서 오늘 헤드라인에 나온 표현들 리뷰해봤고요. 모닝 헤드라인 expressions는 오디오 어학당과 유튜브에서 무료로 다시 듣기 하실 수 있습니다.